the events of the last 3 years has significantly affected all of our lives. The Taal volcano eruption, and more significantly, the COVID-19 pandemic. It has greatly changed the academic landscape, and has forced us to expeditiously rethink how we do teaching, research, and extension. They say necessity is the mother of all inventions. This is why we, at the Office of the Vice President for Research and Extension, are seizing the opportunity to adapt to change, and move forward to future-proof Cavite State University's research and extension strategies with these innovations. The rationale of this proposed revisions to the University Research and Extension Manual are as follows. The R&E Manual needs updating, to highlight the MFO3 and KRA2, and to harmonize it with the changes brought about by the University ISO certification in 2018. Also, there is a need to increase the utilization of R&E outputs of the university, number of adopters and end users of outputs, and budget utilization. There is also a need for sustainability and continuity of the R&E programs and projects, and to assess their impacts on various stakeholders. Lastly, there is a need to increase the information dissemination on R&E outputs, and the number of patents, copyrights and trademarks. Overall, these revisions are intended to strengthen CVSU's research and extension, as we gear towards becoming a research university. For Volume 4 of our University Operations Manual, which is on research, the following revisions are being proposed. Proposal for adding a Capacity Development Division or CDD under the Research Center. Revisions on the application for designated faculty researchers. Revisions on the terms of reference of research assistants. Incorporating creative works into the CVSU Research Grant or CRG, thus, renaming it into CVSU Creative Works and Research Grant. Guidelines for granting the Research Utilization Award, and guidelines for granting the Presidential Professorial Chair Award. The Capacity Development Division shall be the third division under the Research Center. The division designs, evaluates, monitors, and implements programs and projects that would develop the research capabilities of faculty members and students of the university. The CDD division shall coordinate with the M&E division and TSD, and the campus, college and RDE units to plan and implement research capacity building activities. The CDD shall assist the Director for Research in planning and formulating short and long-term R&D plans, policies, guidelines, and work plans related to the efficient management and improvement of the division. At present, faculty researchers are selected based on the need for their expertise as determined in the University Research Thrust. An added provision being proposed here is to allow any faculty member to apply as DFR, subject to the evaluation of their qualifications, availability of laboratory space, and need of expertise. Additional provision regarding the terms of reference for research assistants is being proposed as follows. Assists project leaders in the implementation of research projects and/or other research-related activities. Assist in the analysis and writing of outputs, and perform other tasks that may be assigned by higher authorities. Creative works shall be incorporated into the section on CVSU Research Grant and will thus be renamed CVSU Creative Works and Research Grant or CCRG. Implementation shall be the same as research work but with the amount of grant at 100,000 pesos. Creative works shall include artistic work producing a new or substantially revised artwork, remounting of works, or presentation phase of works. This definition is based on the general guidelines of the University of Manitoba Creative Works Grant Program. Artistic disciplines included in this grant are architecture, design, creative writing, film, interdisciplinary arts, media and electronic arts, performing arts, video, visual arts, and new artistic practices. The Research Utilization Award being proposed here is intended to encourage the conduct of research that is utilized by the industry and other beneficiaries, and provide assistance to project leaders in the conduct of experiments and/or laboratory activities. To be qualified, the utilized output should be attested by the DBM CHET as indicated in the mark. The amount of award shall not be less than 30,000 pesos per research output. Lastly, provisions for granting a Presidential Professorial Chair Award, to be named CVSU SIC High Professorial Chair, or SPC, is being proposed. The word SIC High is a Tagalog noun which means diligence or persistence. The guidelines and mechanism for this award is benchmarked from the UP system and will be presented in detail later. One significance of this award is that it has points for the SUC leveling. SPC award aim to provide recognition and incentives to faculty members who demonstrate outstanding performance in 2 out of 3 work areas of the faculty, which are teaching, research or creative work, and extension. This will be funded through the General Appropriations Act or GAA. For the GAA of the fiscal year 2024, 2 million pesos, for 20 awardees max, will be earmarked for the award every 3 years. Continuity will be subject to the availability of funds. Call for applications will be announced by the Office of the University President. Evaluation will be conducted by the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Office of the Vice President for Research and Extension. There are 5 award categories, namely, Outstanding Teaching and Research, Outstanding Teaching and Creative Work, Outstanding Teaching and Extension Service, Outstanding Research and Extension Service, and Outstanding Creative Work and Extension Service. The following framework serves as a guide for the Research Center in proposing the aforementioned revisions to the Research Manual. For these revisions, the inputs are an improved organizational management of the Research Center, enhanced capacity development activities, and improved guidelines for research incentives for the conduct of research. The processes involved are approval, dissemination, and utilization of approved Research Operations Manual. From these, it is expected that there will be an increased support for research through collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data, capacitated CVSU researchers, more opportunities for CVSU researchers, motivated researchers, and therefore, high research productivity. Overall, high-impact researches, aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals are expected. This will lead to maximized utilization of research results and outputs for a sustained research university. The specific revision being proposed is on extension grants, which shall be in Article 4, Section 1.2 of the Manual. Each year, the college, campus or unit shall allocate funds to support and give priority to community-based development projects, social innovations, and high-impact and integrated extension programs or projects that are multidisciplinary and shall utilize research outputs. The extension project must be a unique and temporary endeavor composed of various approaches, strategies, methods, and interrelated activities and must be completed to attain a certain outcome over a specified period. An extension program can also be considered for funding if it is composed of at least 2 related extension projects. The conduct of impact assessment of extension project or projects may also be funded under the extension grant. The extension services, college, campus or unit shall tap and commission expert or experts from other agencies who has or have the education, experience, and skills required to perform the assessment. Subsection 1.2.1 is about the eligibility of the proponent and shall read, any faculty or extension staff, temporary or permanent, is eligible and encouraged to submit proposals. The extension implementer must possess the academic qualifications and track record of successful implementation of projects. The extension services and/or OVPRE may directly solicit proposals from selected faculty and staff as the need arises. Subsection 1.2.2 is about the submission of proposal, and shall read, all colleges, campuses, or units shall be encouraged to package and submit program or project proposal using the prescribed format of the extension services, and it must be endorsed by the college dean, campus administrator, or unit director to the extension services. Subsection 1.2.3 is about the amount of grant. It shall read, a maximum of 200,000 pesos grant money per proponent shall be awarded for a one-year extension project. A higher amount may be granted based on justifiable reasons and soundness of the proposal. Once all legal and documentary requirements have been accomplished, 70% of the total amount of grant shall be released to the proponent. The remaining balance shall only be released after the Monitoring and Evaluation Division or MED had issued certificate of acceptability. It means that the project had undergone and passed on-site monitoring, semi-annual review, and financial monitoring. In the case of multi-year projects with duration of more than 1 year, release of grant money shall be on an annual basis and shall depend on its yearly budgetary requirement. Funds for the succeeding year or years shall only be released after the MED had issued a certificate of acceptability. Subsection 1.2.4 is about the screening and approval of proposals. The extension grant program or project proposal submitted by the college, campus or unit, shall be recorded and pre-screened by the extension services. After passing the pre-screening, it shall be presented by the proponent to the selected members of the REC for evaluation. Once the proposal passed the evaluation, it shall be endorsed to the OVPRE for the subsequent approval of the President. New program or project proposals not under the existing banner program of the university, colleges, campuses, and units, shall be forwarded to the Administrative Council for its subsequent endorsement to the Board of Regents for approval. For the Extension Services Office, here is the overall extension framework that serves as guide in the proposal. The inputs include improved extension organization and management, future-proof extension methods, strategies, approaches, and modalities, available and accessible resources, the enhanced process of submission of extension proposals and implementation, monitoring and evaluation of extension programs, projects and activities, and refined guidelines for awards and incentives of extension workers. The processes include the approval, dissemination and utilization of improved extension manual of operations. The expected outputs are increased number of faculty and staff delivering extension and advisory services, improved extension budget utilization, increased R&D results utilization, responsive and relevant extension programs, projects and activities, and enhanced performance of the university in view of extension MFO and KRA indicators of accomplishments. The Extension Services envisions sustainable extension programs and projects, increased number of beneficiaries and adopters, increased number of businesses established, increased number of jobs created, and the university contributing to poverty alleviation. Ultimately, all these shall help improve the quality of lives of the community, especially the economically and socially disadvantaged sectors of society. Lastly, the Knowledge Management Center proposes the hiring of a science communication specialist, and adding the book chapter publication incentive among the incentives to be given to researchers. This pandemic revealed the extent and the effects of lack of effective communication, and more so, of misinformation, to the health and welfare of the public, in turn, revealing the need for academic institutions such as our university to step up and use our expertise. With this, KMC is proposing for the hiring of a research assistant who will have a special designation as a science communication specialist who will work under the Publication and Communication Division. The details of the terms of reference of this position can be found in the proposed draft Manual of Operations. The SCS shall have two basic responsibilities, which are to convey scientific information to the public by developing communication strategies such as scientific briefings, webinars, and others, and communication products such as social media and website contents, audiovisual presentations, printed infographics, and others, and to assist researchers in the university in technical and scientific writing. On the other hand, the book chapter publication incentive being proposed is based on benchmarking with three universities, namely, Visayas State University, Mindanao State University, and the University of the Philippines, Diliman. This incentive is given in recognition of the very challenging achievement of finally having one scholarly work published as a chapter in a book. For our university, we are proposing that authors of research outputs that are published as a chapter of updated Scopus, or Clarivate Web of Science indexed books, be given an incentive amounting to 10,000 pesos. Like the publication incentive, a pro-rating system shall also be implemented for this, based on the number of authors. However, since this incentive is for CVSU researchers only, pro-rated incentive will only apply to authors who are from this university. This means if among many authors, only one is from CVSU, that researcher shall receive the maximum amount for one author. For these proposals from the Knowledge Management Center, the following framework serves as our guide. These revisions aim to improve the quantity, quality, and distribution of publication of research and extension outputs, increase the impact index of scientific journals of the university, and increase community engagement in science. The processes involve the approval, dissemination, and utilization of improved Knowledge Management Operations Manual. The expected outputs from this are increased number of faculty researchers, writers and reviewers, and enhanced performance of the university in view of the MFO and KRA indicators of accomplishments. These are expected to result in heightened recognition and dissemination of research findings, and sustained visibility of the university in the scientific world, toward a stronger research culture in the university. Ultimately, this will lead to maximized utilization of research results and outputs for a sustained research university. All proposed revisions will be carried over to our final proposal. To produce 3 standalone operations manual for research, extension, and knowledge management. Approval of these manuals by the Board of Regents would be greatly contributory to the following: to meet the requirements for SUC leveling, to satisfy recommendations on program accreditation, to harmonize university plans and strategies, both short-term and long-term, to help attain internationalization initiatives of the university, to address the needs of the current times, to improve and maintain a nurturing research environment, and to prepare us for these. Guided by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the vision and mission of Cavite State University. The Improved Research Manual, Extension Manual, and Knowledge Management Manual will empower our university in reaching our targets for this year, and to reach new heights in the next 6 years. As we continue to attain the remaining targets for this year, The Office of the Vice President for Research and Extension prioritizes the conduct of OVPRE Caravan in the different colleges and campuses, as consultative step to crafting a well-defined R&E agenda for 2023 to 2028. We are also targeting FREB accreditation for our Ethics Review Board for this year. For the year 2023, we are aiming for the accreditation of our animal research facilities with the Philippine Association for Laboratory Animal Science or PALAS, and the Bureau of Animal Industry or BAI, and the full functionality of our Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee or IACUC, which will pave the way for a more productive animal research in the university. We will also be launching the CVSU Foundation, which aims to promote, support and assist the university in the financing and implementation of science and technology-based projects and programs, dedicated to our quest for national development and one welfare. Just as we all aim for a more pervasive research culture in the university, various R&E themed and directed projects, activities, and amenities are hoped to be launched this year. One of which is the Ham Cafe, a perfect place for an engaging conversation with a scientist while enjoying food products generated by CVSU Research and Innovation. OV Press Living Our Values Our Love Awards will also be launched in 2023. This aims to improve the research culture by recognizing and rewarding the efforts of our R&E workforce. It is also open to non-tenured personnel who excelled in research and extension, in accordance to the 3 tenets of truth, excellence and service. Awards include Outstanding Young Researchers and Extensionists, and Mentors of the Year. To make thesis paperworks and monitoring more efficient, and to significantly reduce the use of physical paper, we will be launching an online thesis management system. With the number of student researchers we have every semester, this will not only reduce the burden for faculty members who serve as mentors for undergraduate and graduate students, but will significantly reduce our carbon footprint by reducing the use of paper. The Easy Procurement mobile app is another innovation target for 2023. This aims to provide tips on the specifications of the recent successful procurements, which will help the university personnel plan their purchases faster and procure them more efficiently. We are increasing our researchers' access to top-notch international publications as we work to increase the visibility of CVSU's R&E presence internationally. The Asian Journal of One Health, or AJO, is being sponsored by the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, or CVMBS, and Advances in Industrial Technology and Engineering Applications, or IT, is being sponsored by the CVSU Sicut campus. Similarly, we want our CVSU Research Journal to be recognized and cited internationally, which is why we're applying for international indexing. We will also launch our own international, multidisciplinary research journal called Hexagon Research, in recognition of the hexagon being one of nature's most ubiquitous shapes. This will be our flagship international journal, with CRJ serving as our official institutional journal. With all of our publishing ambitions and goals, the need to establish our own publishing platform is inevitable. For this reason, we are also launching the Cavite State University Press in our online publication hub. This will include not only research publications, but also book and textbook publishing. Capping the year with a bang, OVPRE comes with an enterprisingly aggressive push for mukbang, where makapuno, honey, and kaong would be the new coffee. Intensified R&D initiatives surrounding these commodities are being eyed to turn them into crops and products with a bang. But we are not stopping anytime soon. These plans and targets are stepping stones, jumping boards and fuel to OV Press' most ambitious plans yet. Presenting OV Press Future Plans for 2024 to 2028. And it all starts with One Health. One Health is an integrated, unifying approach that aims to sustainably balance and optimize the health of people, animals and ecosystems. It recognizes that the health of humans, domestic and wild animals, plants, and the wider environment, including ecosystems, are closely linked and interdependent. And to lay down the most ambitious plans yet for 2024 to 2028, OVPRE envisions CVSU One Health, laying the foundation for the very first biomedical engineering and innovation hub in the country, a PESA-accredited park called OKIST, which stands for One Health Knowledge, Innovation, Science and Technology Park. A 5-year innovation hub in the making, OKIST Park will have the following components to be completed by 2028. Pandemic Center for Innovation and Excellence or PCIE to be established in 2024. The CVSU Experimental Animal Center, to be established in 2025, targeted to be the first AALIC accredited lab animal facility in the country. Center for Urban and Smart Agriculture and Fisheries, and the Center for Evidence-Based Medical Pluralism, both to be established in 2026. Center for Public Policy, Leadership and Future Thinking, and Center for Applied Ethics and Environmental Safety, both to be established in 2027. And by 2028, CVSU would be known as the National University for One Health, a vision that would hopefully etch the name of the university in the realms of biomedical engineering and innovation in higher education in the country. As we make sure that we continue the Hernando Robles legacy of fast and serious governance, let us help one another in harnessing the power of research to push all boundaries and break all the ceilings to reach greater heights, and ultimately achieve a mature research culture. Because whether we want to be a research university by 2022, or a national university by 2028, one thing is for sure: we will build our future, now.